dread it, run from it, they are inevitable. In a cagey game full of great design and silly mistakes, it was Kansas City's control of the line that saw them secure their second straight Lombardi. Back-to-back on them. The defense dominated, constricting the Niners' rampant rushing attack and consistently creating chaos to confuse Brock Purdy. Everything San Francisco tries to achieve on offense runs through McCaffrey, so shutting this down was priority number one. Holding him to just 3.5 yards per carry, the Chiefs consistently crashed the center of the line, giving him nowhere to run. And when Shanahan went wide, the Chiefs were ready too, rallying as a team to keep the star boxed up. On 3rd and short here, the Chiefs condensed the line and cramped 9 into the box, facing 22 personnel. They outnumber the blockers, but San Francisco had the advantage running right, able to get a lid on a lid and create an angle for McCaffrey by running off tackle. However, damn near every Chief wins his block, and McCaffrey only goes backwards. 54 Leo Chenal wins the edge and forces Juice to take him rather than climb to Nick Bolton, allowing Bolton to work around this and force McCaffrey inside. But there's no cutback lane, as both George Karlaftis and Mike Pennell have thrown away their blocks with ferocity. In the end, Bolton's wraparound isn't even needed, as Chenal fights through Juice too, being joined by Pennell to drag him down for the tackle for loss. And this interior pressure was a problem all game long. Again, the Niners are going to go off right tackle from this time with a toss play. But it's completely broken by Chris Jones. Swapping sides shortly before the snap, Jones' strength and get-off are simply too much for Spencer Burford, forklifting him before discarding the block, getting to Elijah Mitchell before he's even reached the line of scrimmage. Jones was joined in his dominant day up front by Mike Pennell, who multiple times completely blew up a play on his own. San Francisco used the condensed formation here to win the numbers advantage in the box, and have a nice design that initially looks like split zone with the lead blocker, but becomes a counter run off of Juszczyk's footwork. The blocking starts off good, but Pennell ends it on his own by taking on the best San Fran has to offer. Watch this for setting his base. First getting wide and staying compact to win the block against Trent Williams. Then forklifting him off his damn feet, putting the All-Pro straight into the dirt. And he still has the foresight to disengage and tackle McCaffrey. Man, that's what you call an elite rep. And here, it's both D tackles winning as Jones and Pennell meet at the ball. The Niners choose Debo to dot the I this time, bringing McCaffrey in motion on a similar counter run while Samuel is looking to find an alley backside off the Juice kickout block. However, once again, the only place to go is straight into the arms of a Chief defender, as Mike Pennell launches aside Burford to stand right in Debo's way, being joined by Chris Jones, who stood his man up and peeled off the block to secure the runner. Defensive linemen weren't the only ones wreaking havoc in the backfield, and although he doesn't get anything in the box for this, it's L'Jarius Sneed who destroys this play. Again, trying to go off tackle, CMC is completely halted and forced to redirect inside, as Sneed slips the down block from Ayuk and then bull rushes Trent Williams back into the running lane, forcing a cut inside where McCaffrey is once again met by Chris Jones missiling in from the weak side. That's two of the best blockers in the league, and Sneed beats both of them. It really has to be a team effort though when you come across such a great runner, and all 11 Chiefs were swarming to the ball. They almost never got beat to the edge, and these safeties hit hard too. Here, CMC won't feel the full brunt of the hit, but that's because Eric Reed goes through Juszczyk with a thundering shoulder, collapsing his body into the runner and taking out his legs in the process. And peripheral players on the roster all stood up too, the likes of Mike Pennell and Leo Chenal, who would have likely been targets on the game plan, contributed big. Here, Chenal strips him with a punch, ending the great momentum of that opening San Francisco drive. Stopping McCaffrey on the ground is just one dimension, but he's deadly through the air too. He had a lot more success there, but the Chiefs still did a good job to contain these outside of the throwback, making sure to aggressively rally when targeted. Starting out in a tight bunch trips right, San Francisco will bring Debo in motion and give Purdy an RPO option here, either handing off to Debo on the jet or throwing the swing to McCaffrey, aiming to stretch the defense horizontally and attack those given up flats fast. But the Chiefs are just too damn fast. Chenal doesn't bite and gets outside McCaffrey to force him inside, where he's cleaned up by Karlaftis and a Mike Edwards shoulder. And that flat contain was also important in stopping Debo. This time, he'll get the ball off the motion and looks to have two blockers and the wheels to the edge. But Chanel once again sends him back inside, and Bolton and Karlaftis are there for the cleanup. Now that they've forced the Niners into long downs and distances, they had a chance to pin their ears back for the passer. Spags' creativity caught yet another Super Bowl game plan by surprise, but it wasn't without some phenomenal individual efforts to dominate their matchup. Chris Jones was a one-man wrecking ball on Sunday, and he was trying to squash and hurry Brock Purdy on every available down. The Niners have a great play call here, faking the stretch to McCaffrey, then sending 3 deep off the play action, getting Debo wide open. But it's Chris Jones to the rescue as he fights through 74's block to hurry Purdy, who has to take a second to adjust to get the throw off, firing just a little long as he's crunched to the turf. Again, the 49ers will look to the play action game to take a shot, using Ayuk to drag away the coverage for a double move from Kittle. The routes work to create a shot, but again, Chris Jones is denying them a chance to take advantage, not biting on the stretch and dismissing the right tackle to go straight after Purdy. And although the youngster does great to avoid him, all he can do is find the check down, where Kansas City have once again rallied, forcing this negative. San Francisco usually feasts off play action, but thanks to great players and some well-timed blitzes, this was severely hampered on Sunday. Continuing his career day, Chanel is going to go unblocked to Purdy thanks to a well-timed rush. Although motion brings with it many advantages, one issue is it can give away the timing of the snap, allowing defensive coordinators to bring their blitz at the last moment, not allowing the offense to see it or set a protection to counter it. As soon as Chanel sees Debo go back across the formation, he triggers his B-gap blitz, running on a free track to Purdy, who can only scamper wide and throw this away. When the game is on the line, you know Spags is sending it. 3rd down and needing the ball back, Spags sends 6. Watch again how late they go, with McDuffie rocking back to the slot before firing through the B-gap, again getting a free lane to Purdy and batting down the rushed attempt. And with San Francisco threatening to score in OT, Spags again sends it on the crucial 3rd down. The 49ers start empty, but bring McCaffrey in motion, and again, the Chiefs will use this to trigger their blitz timing. There's a bust in protection here, and Big Boy 95 is the last person you can let free with the game on the line. Backing up this bullish rush was McDuffie's sensational work in coverage, sticking with routes at all levels of the field, showing exactly why he was an all-pro this season. Spags is of course sending the pressure on this long 3rd down, and Chris Jones beats any of the extra rushers to Purdy by dismissing the left guard, but McCaffrey does enough to chip, and Purdy does an excellent job to slide and work up. With a step on his man, Purdy throws a good deep ball to Debo, but the coverage is even better, staying tucked to Samuel's hip, then timing the vertical leap to perfection, swatting the ball away. This time, he's up in Debo's face in the stack, and does a beautiful job to twist and stay sticky despite a very tricky route. Samuel releases outside, then gets vertical before cutting back middle on his favorite dig route. Yet McDuffie remains on him despite the difficult inside-out work, staying right under Debo on the cut, getting his eyes back and playing the ball, forcing players to swap roles as Samuel swats it away. And here it is in the short game, showing fantastic recovery to bring down Kittle. It's Shanahan's beloved boot action for the Niners, and forced to play contained backside, McDuffie ends up stumbling and behind his man off the play action. But he turns on the Jets and brings him down with a textbook tackle. Combination of intense pressure and sticky man coverage was enough to force San Francisco out of rhythm and hold them to just 19 in regulation, 10 points below their season average. Spags timed plays well, but to me, this was won by the players. Another season in the bag, and once again, Kermit and the Walrus stand atop the NFL mountain. The scariest part about it is, they got this ring in a down year for their offense. Mahomes remained creative and clutch when needed most, but this was a defensive-first team. If the Chiefs can find Mahomes an actual X receiver, we might be looking at our first ever three-peat.